Good evening. I want to welcome everyone to El Proyecto del Barrio's 50th anniversary. I am Corinne Sanchez, President and CEO of El Proyecto since 1982. I'm delighted to be here to recognize the people who have come together to celebrate with us.
Providence is proud to be the presenting sponsor to El Proyecto de Barrio, celebrating 50 years of service to the community. We felt a need to honor El Proyecto de Barrio because of the similarity we have in our mission of serving the poor and vulnerable in a community that is so in need. It is an honor to partner with you.
Hi, this is Dolores Huerta, and I just want to congratulate the Proyecto del Barrio and Corinne Sanchez for all of the great work that they have been doing over all of these years, bringing healthcare to the community. This is one of the most important things that we can do. We know that oftentimes healthcare is not only not accessible to people, but sometimes people do not feel that they are welcome. So this is why it's important to have healthcare services right in people's neighborhoods where they know that people care about them, that they are there to serve them, and they are always received with open arms and with the kind of support that they need. So congratulations to Proyecto del Barrio for all of your years of service, and to all of the staff and the leadership of this fantastic and great organization. Congratulations. Sí se puede con el Proyecto del Barrio, y que sigan viviendo y sirviendo a la comunidad. Gracias.
Hi everyone, I'm Hilda L. Solis, Chair of the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors and representing the 1st Supervisorial District. I am so very honored to have the opportunity to speak to you on one of our most critical partners in the community, and that is El Proyecto del Barrio. From the bottom of my heart, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks and congratulations to El Proyecto del Barrio for 50 years of service. Also, I want to recognize and thank my dear friend Corinne Sanchez for her years of hard work and dedication to caring for our neediest residents. 50 years, wow, what an incredible accomplishment. And it's truly a testament to your dedication to providing the best of care. For over 5 decades, El Proyecto has provided critical care and services to many residents across my district, from East Los Angeles to the San Gabriel Valley. And during that time, they have provided quality and essential health care to so many vulnerable residents, regardless of their documentation status or ability to pay. This includes more than the essential preventive and primary care services that families depend on. They also provide behavioral health services for mental health and substance abuse issues. And they put a strong emphasis on whole person care approaches, expanding beyond traditional physical and mental care. They have set up critical child development centers across the county to help nurture and inspire children's growth and creativity. And I'm so proud to have one of those right in my own district at the East LA Civic Center, where over 140 children from the ages of 3 to 4 receive education and nutrition. And with the onset of the pandemic, I have been so grateful more than ever for El Proyecto del Barrio's partnership. When our essential and initial vaccination effort started, communities in my district, a majority whom are Latino, had some of our lowest vaccination rates. In fact, my district had the 2nd lowest vaccination rate of all the supervisorial districts. Fortunately, we had a community partner like El Proyecto del Barrio step forward to bring these life-saving COVID vaccines into our hardest hit communities. Through their assistance, we stood up vaccination clinics in Baldwin Park, Azusa, Montebello, and La Puente. Their efforts have helped close the disparity gaps that exist, and now the 1st District has the 2nd highest vaccination rates in the county, thanks to them. This would not have been possible without the help of Proyecto del Barrio, their continued partnership, and the trust that they built in the community for over 50 years. I am so proud and thankful for their hard work, their dedication, and sacrifice to all of our county's residents who were so vulnerable. Thank you once again, muchísimas gracias, and congratulations on 50 years to the next 50 years.
Supervisor Hilda Solis and Congressman Brad Sherman are very special people in their own light. They are doing remarkable things, making remarkable impacts for the betterment of our community as a whole. That is in their personal fabric, their essence. So I highly respect them. But they are also individuals that when you make the call for help, you reach out your hand for them to help. They have never swayed or turned away from that. They have been there steadfast through all these years. And in all honesty, I've been with them and supporting them as well for 30 to 20 years. And together, here's another example of people working together and the remarkable things and accomplishments that we can attain together. So I actually was a board member for 3 years with El Proyecto in 1971 through 74. I come from the 70s and the feminist movement and the Mexican-American studies movement, the Chicano movement. We fought for civil rights. We fought for equality. We fought for belief and dignity for our communities. I love what I do. And I love the result of what we do as a community. I am a lawyer and I practice, and I went to school to become a lawyer. And I had a choice to become a full-time lawyer. And I chose to stay with Proyecto in the leadership position because of the gratitude not only of the people we serve, but the satisfaction and gratification I get from delivering these services. My grassroots was a student movement in the 70s, where we worked with the African American community, the Asian American community, and the Latino, as we call it, Chicano community at the time. We created Mexican American, Black studies, Asian studies at the universities, not only in California, but throughout the Southwest and the nation. I'm very proud of that dedication to that group of people, those needs. What I like most about my job is working with other organizations with similar missions and services, uniting with them throughout the state, throughout LA County, throughout the nation, in advancing rights and services for the underserved. And I've done this with the African American community, the Japanese and Asian, Pacific Asian community, of course with women's organizations, and with the Latinx community.
Corinne is by far one of my favorite people in this world. Both Corinne and I were at Long Beach State, and the Asian Student Association and the Chicano Student Association had a very close friendship. We saw each other when we both were working for different community organizations, and always had a wonderful relationship. And then when we formed the PACE organization, and Corinne was at Proyecto, we continued to bond and support each other in fighting the good fight for equality and for justice.
So I came to know Corinne and El Proyecto by our work, and simply by being involved in the movement with partnering organizations like Corinne's on behalf of individuals that need us, in terms of advocating, in terms of looking out for resources to meet the needs of the community. A lot of our work that we've done together has been in the advocacy round. It's also been in the public policy round, and also in the service realm, in terms of looking at what services are needed by individuals that access care at Proyecto as well as our organization.
That El Proyecto de Barrio is for everybody. We are a full service for all the community, not just the Hispanic part, which let's face it, the majority of our members are Hispanic because of the geographical area that that goes without saying. But we represent a plethora of community involvements and community people, to the extent whereby you wouldn't believe. The Korean community, we bring in the Church of All Nations to the Korean community, and we have them involved in our program. The Japanese community, the Filipino community, African American community, we bring them all in because we are committed to doing that. And something, no one has come and said we like service because of the color of our skin or because of our ethnicity. And that's a good part. The African American community owes a debt of gratitude to El Proyecto through its president and CEO, Corinne Sanchez. She has been there from day one. She has invested in this community. And what we're doing, it's just a plethora of things that we've involved in. Corinne is right there on every hand. She's there. El Proyecto is right there.
The most important characteristics of Corinne is that she really is a woman of her word. She makes commitments. She fulfills those commitments, whether they're on a one-to-one basis or to a community. By creating what she did in San Fernando Valley, a mission, a vision, and a promise to a community, there's no one out in our communities who can question the fact that Proyecto del Barrio, under the leadership of Corinne Sanchez, has fulfilled its promise to the community.
It was a very humble beginning, a very visionary corporation or organization that was started by people who really cared about people like themselves and the community.
I think this organization has handled change extremely well.
It's very rewarding when you see the difference that an organization could actually make for the community.
I saw the women that were hurting, had no place to go, and had no life, and I wanted to try to help.
I've been a drug addict for 28 years of my 40 years. I've been sober now for 5 years. The counselors and the structure of the program is what really saved me. I really believe that the length of the program is the true secret behind it. I'm asked often to come back and share with the other women in the program of today, and I feel really proud and honored to be able to do that, because I hope that and being able to share my progress and my strength and my hope that I have my children today. And I was really, what society considered a 3-time loser, and they didn't have to give me my children back. But because of this program and my willingness to change and to do what was asked of me from this program, helped me to get my children back. And I have custody of them today, and I have a good life today, and I have things that, I never thought were going to be possible for me.
It's a combination of energies and people really believing in what our community needs and what we can offer that has made Proyecto what it is and made our community a better community.
Hello, I'm Congressman Brad Sherman from America's best named city, Sherman Oaks. I'm honored to join so many friends of El Proyecto del Barrio as we celebrate 50 years of hope and heroes. El Proyecto del Barrio does remarkable work here in the San Fernando Valley, and I've seen up close and personal the efforts of Corinne Sanchez and so many others to provide affordable health care to those that need it most. That work has never been more important than during the past year and a half, and El Proyecto del Barrio rose to the challenge and saved lives. I personally visited the vaccination clinic, and on that day I saw hundreds and hundreds of Valley neighbors receive vaccination that's a key to keeping our whole community safe. El Proyecto del Barrio is to be commended for its focus on reaching underserved communities. For instance, I'm told that over 90% of the children who visited the dental clinic have never before seen a dentist. That's why I'm glad that the House of Representatives passed the $1 million request that I made for federal funds for the new dental services clinic in Winnetka, an expansion of that clinic, as well as women's exam rooms. I've seen that clinic in Winnetka many times, and it does outstanding work. This will bring much needed resources to that clinic that serves over 20,000 patients. Thank you, El Proyecto del Barrio, for all the work you've done over the past 50 years, and for the work I know you will continue to do for decades in the future. I'm Congressman Brad Sherman.
To persevere in a unified way with multiple groups has really made a difference in not only policy development, legislation, and actually revenues for our various organizations. So this has given me my credibility, not only in the community generally, but for El Proyecto del Barrio. People know that I'm committed to helping not only our organization, but other like organizations. And I stand the course, and they know I will fight for them as I fight for myself. And that's why they like me, or why they really like El Proyecto. We stand for working together and fighting the good fight. It's a journey. It's the unity that you create and develop in those fights. And that I can say is what I'm most proud of and what has given a lot of momentum to other organizations in our community.
Hello, I'm Nuria Martinez, and I serve the City of Los Angeles as the President of the City Council and Council Member for District 6. As a native of the San Fernando Valley, I am proud to be here today celebrating El Proyecto del Barrios Foundation's 50th anniversary. For 50 years, El Proyecto has provided health clinic services nearly 200,000 patients per year with employment services, job training, mental health services, and child development services. Their efforts to serve the community, take care of our neighbors, and preserve the dignity and respect of the San Fernando Valley are unmatched. This organization has been a staple in our community, especially throughout this pandemic, as they continue to provide vital community services in this unprecedented time. When I was elected LA City Council President in January of 2020, I had no idea what the year would become. But our City Council had to adapt, develop innovative ways to reach people, and find strength within ourselves to keep our communities strong. El Proyecto del Barrio has done just that and has come to the other side ready to tackle challenges that may come their way. I am proud to be your honorary chair for this important event, and I look forward to the next 50 years of El Proyecto del Barrio Foundation work.
El Proyecto's importance is dignity and determination. I'm very proud of who I am. I'm very proud of the team we have. And I'm very proud of what we're achieving together. But it's never given to you. Can't take it for granted. I really believe you have to fight for it. And that is what I really believe El Proyecto represents. 50 years of dignity and determination. The hallmarks have been, yes, us working as collaborative organizations for multiple services, because people of need have multiple needs and services demands, and we've been able to look beyond one service organization. So whereas we started with serving alcoholics and drug addicts, prostitutes, and other people needing to change their course as a beginning of El Proyecto, we've continued to follow that. And what I mean by that is we've continued to help not only the individual, but the family, in particular the mother, the child, and that's created a community approach to addressing needs and improving our communities and society as a whole. I also feel there's the multi-generational impact. So it's one person at a time, yes, but that person has extensions, they have family members, and they have children. And hopefully, and we do have proof of individuals who have surpassed expectations of their parents and other family members by being a recipient of El Proyecto services. We have people in political positions and leadership at the U.S. Senate. We've all been part of a community here that's helped one another that I feel has been generationally impacted. And it not only impacts the Latino or Black community, but it impacts our society as a whole. And I really believe that's the way we got to look at this. We're all human beings. We're all trying to live good lives, but we have to do it together. We can't do it separate or one for one. It's really helping all of us. I want El Proyecto to continue in its mission and in its fight for improving not only our local community, but its fight in improving our society and humankind in our society. I really believe strongly in education. I'm a product of that. And I think that's the key to a lot of these problems we're having and conflicts and disagreements, is I really do believe in people becoming more educated on issues and addressing those with knowledge, and therefore really improving their lives and our lives.
So I have no doubt about the breadth and the longevity of El Proyecto, simply because of the leadership of Corinne Sanchez, our president and CEO.
My inspiration in El Proyecto del Barrio is one person who established this organization, and from the beginning of this organization, CEO Corinne Sanchez. if not Corinne Sanchez, I would never come to the place. I would never take a position of CMO, and I'm very honored and I'm proud and I'm thankful to have the trust and the work that, and I'm here because of that. And that energy, that enthusiasm, that passion, devotion to that, it's contagious. It's contagious. You have to be like that. There is no way. And I think that it's pretty much a big point to success. I think that's why our organization is successful, and I hope we'll stay the same way.
Hello, I'm Mayor Garcetti. I want to first thank Corinne Sanchez, El Proyecto del Barrio, and all of the hardworking heroes that are here this evening. You've reached an important milestone, 50 years of service and selfless commitment to our most vulnerable Angelenos. You stepped into this leadership role because you wanted to make a difference. You wanted to improve the quality of life for your fellow Angelenos. And we saw the depth of this commitment over the past year and a half, when staff risked their own health to engage in person-to-person interactions with vulnerable populations, ensuring folks had access to Proyecto del Barrio's vital services to meet their needs during this pandemic. With your help, we'll continue to make Los Angeles stronger, healthier, and more equitable, and to build job readiness and economic security where my story started, right there in the San Fernando Valley. So thank you for all that you contribute to our communities, how you strengthen our city, and for your extraordinary partnership. We love you. Keep up the great work.
Well, when I think of El Proyecto, I think of esperanza, hope. And esperanza in the way of how preschoolers learn their ABCs in their child development centers. Esperanza in the way how a single mother comes seeking health care for her family. Esperanza in the way young people seek training and job placement, looking for a better opportunities in their lives. And this is something that I just think El Proyecto gives hope to those who have been left out, and it guides them through a process of a better life, more opportunities.
A primary specific goal of ours was to reach into the African American community to bring, we've gone to churches and had fairs in the African American community, and bringing those services and the message of El Proyecto that it is a community clinic for everyone, So that's been a very big part of what I've been privileged to do for El Proyecto.
You come across a lot of organizations, and I know I have over the years I've worked with El Proyecto. Some will just provide primary health care services and maybe something else like dental or what have you. There's others that deal with alcohol and drug and only alcohol and drug or only HIV services. Maybe there are some agencies that deal just with employment and training, but El Proyecto deals with all of it. And when we have patients or clients come into the organization, they're not just getting one service. They're getting access to a multitude of services. And again, that goes back to, the growth of the organization over the years. Like you mentioned, there's change. Everything's changing. And next year will be something else going on that we'll have to address and shift gears. And it's been like that. It's been shifting gears all the time to address whatever the needs of the patient or the clients are. So it's been, it's the diversity, because I know it sounds a little cliche to say one-stop shopping. That was an old term that was used years ago, but I still believe in that today, because when we have patients come in, they are, they may come in for employment, primary care, but they may see some of the brochures for employment and training, or maybe they have children that can use our preschool for 3 and 4 year olds, and they have access to all of that. So it doesn't matter where they're going for their service initially, they're going to get that service in the end. They're going to have access to all the other services at the end of the day. Well, when I first came to El Proyecto, we did have a little folklorico dance troupe, if you will, and we had a lot of the gowns and the shoes and everything donated, and we also were able to get public funding for that as well to support the various needs of that little group, that little dance group. And they participated in a lot of parades. They participated in a lot of El Proyecto events during those early days. They participated in events that were community-wide, if you will, and they did very, very well. But it was wonderful to see these kids. Sometimes it was generational that were participating in that group, and the instructor at the time that we had was wonderful because she, worked very well with the kids, and they've learned very quickly. They loved it, because they constantly returned year after year. I think Navidad en el Barrio, which is our Christmas in the neighborhood, I think was the most fondest for me because initially we started with only 25 turkeys, and so 25 baskets, and then that evolved to getting funding from a entity called Navidad en el Barrio, and they provided us with 500 turkey baskets. And then it just kind of evolved, and it went from 500 to one facility to 2,000 for two facilities to two locations. And through those years, it was working with local businesses to bring in the revenues. They would give us the donations to buy the toys that we didn't have enough money to buy. We worked with Toys for Tots. We worked with other community entities because the community was involved as well. All of our employees then began participating and carrying on some of the booths that we had, and it's grown to just delivering turkeys to having Santa and kids and pictures with Santa. They had the toys. They had local officials coming in on our behalf and on behalf of the community we served, and it was wonderful. It was so awesome.
Good evening. I'm Congressman Tony Cardenas, representing California's 29th Congressional District in the Northeast San Fernando Valley. I'm humbled to serve as honorary chair for tonight's very special occasion, the 50th anniversary celebration of El Proyecto del Barrio Foundation. For 50 years, El Proyecto has provided health, medical, employment, behavioral health, and child development services to the underserved communities in the San Fernando Valley and beyond. What first started in the Northeast San Fernando Valley has grown to multifaceted services reaching the East Los Angeles and the San Gabriel Valley. El Proyecto's work has been recognized as outstanding, both statewide and nationally. Tonight we celebrate the contributions that make El Proyecto the heroes and the esperanza for our families. It is organizations like El Proyecto that make a difference in the world. Thank you, and congratulations for 50 years of selfless acts of service to our communities and to everyone.
The reason why I love workforce development, as you know, this was the second area that Proyecto del Barrio established after the initial drug abuse treatment center. That was the first program. It opened way, way back, 50 years back. But the second was the workforce development. Why? Because you are assisting people who have changed their lives. They have transitioned out of drugs, they have transitioned from other kind of challenges to now finding a way to develop a career, get into a work environment that is more beneficial, both financially, and it satisfies them moving towards career goals. I think that's why I enjoy doing this.
After 18 years of incarceration, and by the grace of God, I was finally let go. I got paroled here to LA County. I got placed in a transitional home. There, I tapped into the resources that they had available there, and one of them there was El Proyecto. That they see me just beyond these tattoos, that they see me as a human being and not just another statistic. And ultimately, it resulted in an interview with Amazon. And they asked me, do I have a past? Yes, I was formerly justice involved. So today, this is what I'm able to offer. I'm able to offer my hard work, my dedication, my commitment, my loyalty, and actually provide that to a company which I still provide today, which is Amazon in Chatsworth, California. It feels good to finally, for once in my life, to make an honest living. You know, for once in my life to be able to pay our bills, for once in my life to be able to provide for my wife and my kids. I encourage people, you know, to seek out El Proyecto. You know, the resources are there, and at the end of the day, it's family. It's because when you walk in there, it's people just like you, you know. And if it's not people that are just like you, it's people that are empathetic, that are understanding, that are unbiased, you know, and that offer everybody an equal opportunity.
We have people who have gotten their medical assistant certificates who are working for Proyecto del Barrio. They've been there for years, right? Many of them. They started under our workforce and then moved over to Proyecto.
Before I started El Proyecto, I was a stay-at-home mom. I took care of my 2 kids. I was pregnant with my 3rd child when my kid's dad passed away. So he passed away, and after I gave birth, I had to get to work. I had to start working so I can provide for my kids. So I went to the work source, and they helped me tremendously because you know, I'm a newly single mother, and I had to provide for my 3 kids, and they led me to here. As Sylvia's assistant, she's the clinic administrator. I wear many hats. I run reports for her. I help with the clinic operation as far as payment vouchers, time cards, I mean, you name it. If I can't do it, I'll figure it out. So I think it's great that people can come in here and actually feel like, okay, cool, I can get, you know, my dental work, I can get Medi-Cal, or if not, like, we find resources for them. You know, I really like working with the community. One of the things that I love about working here is, as a single mom, it's working here, it's very easy for me to be a full-time employee and still parent my kids. You know, I don't think that there's a lot of jobs out there that gives you the flexibility that I've been given here, you know, and, you know, being a single mother, it's amazing to me because, I mean, at the same time, you know, I want to provide for my kids, but I want to be there for every little step of the way for them. And I am so thankful that El Proyecto gives me that opportunity to do so.
I'm a youth program director. I oversee over 4 sites right now: San Fernando, Canoga Park, San Bernardino, and Sun Valley. We have a youth program that provides services from 14 years to 24 years old. Out of school, out of job. Mostly we target 75% dropout kids or not having jobs, underserved groups.
I had just moved back to California from Arizona. I was moving in with my grandmother, and it was kind of my first time apart from my parents. So growing up, my grandma was employed with El Proyecto, and that's kind of how I discovered Youth Source. So when I moved back to California, I was looking for work, and so they kind of helped me gain work experience. I had never worked a day in my life, so I kind of didn't know where to start, and they kind of just guided me. And the first place they placed me, it was a good fit. And after that, I started looking for other positions, and eventually I started as a temp for HR, and that's kind of how I got my position. I mainly help out like my supervisor, my manager, just mostly paperwork, reports, helping employees with like their time cards or issues with Paycom and stuff like that. I just think every day is a great day, and they're just very happy to be here. It's never, oh, I don't want to go to work. It's always like, oh, I get to see my HR friends. Yeah, it's really fun. It's a good experience.
Hello, everybody. This is Bob Hertzberg, Senate Majority Leader and your representative in the state legislature for the extraordinary San Fernando Valley. I am appearing here today to help celebrate 50 years of hope, 50 years of heroes with El Proyecto del Barrio. I have known the extraordinary, wonderful, incredible Corinne Sanchez for over 30 years, maybe 40, who's guessing, who knows. Our friendship goes way back to our younger years when we were fighting for contraceptive health and rights for women and so many issues in the Latino community. I have deep gratitude and admiration for the wonderful work all of you do, the staff, the entire team at El Proyecto del Barrio. The services you provide to the community are invaluable, and it is my honor to salute you on this important, momentous occasion, celebrating 50 years of extraordinary service to our San Fernando Valley, the San Fernando Valley that we all know and that we love. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time. Congratulations.
I just absolutely love what I do. I've been working with El Proyecto for 12 years. I started in 2009. I was hired as an education coordinator for a program called Family, Friends, and Neighbors. I helped manage that program for 3 years. And then I was promoted as a director in 2012 for the Panorama site. And then we expanded the preschool in 2016. We opened our East LA site. And now we're in the progress of opening up another preschool in the Silmar and San Fernando area. Many of our children are at risk. And I think that this area, brings them a place where they feel safe and where they can learn and they feel really cared and nurtured for. Through play, they're learning different ways to work with other children, develop skills that they will need. And we're making an impact, a long-lasting impact. Many families will come to us years later, or even children that are now in high school will come back and will, just acknowledge that the hard work that our teachers have put in, and they remember that. And so when I see them playing out in the playground and they're so happy, it makes me feel that I've also been a part of that change. Each piece of art is unique. Through art, we are able to see what's happening in their environment, what happens in their homes. Or many times it's just something that is new to them. We try to expose them to different types of activities that allows them to, be creative and really display their natural talent.
Congratulations to everyone associated with El Proyecto del Barrio. Happy 50th anniversary. I'm Councilmember Bob Blumenfield, and I represent the West San Fernando Valley, and I am a big fan of El Proyecto and all of the heroes within the organization that continue to provide medical, employment, and child development services, doing it throughout the city of Los Angeles. You have made a big difference and helped so many people. But I'm especially grateful for the work that you've done in Winnetka and Canoga Park, which are the areas that I represent. I have been a proud supporter for many years and have seen firsthand the impact that you have made. El Proyecto Center for Healthy Community and Youth Source Center have been fixtures in the community, serving hundreds of families with critically needed services. Thank you all, especially President Corinne Sanchez, for your leadership of this exceptional organization. May El Proyecto del Barrio and its legacy grow even stronger over the next 50 years.
Today, I think that community health centers are respected institutions and organizations that have proven their capability and their ability to deliver quality, affordable healthcare services throughout the state of California and nationally. And Corinne has been one of those leaders that has truly defined a outstanding system of care throughout San Fernando Valley and in LA County.
I became a physician at the age of 22 years old, and my work was connected with the International Red Cross, spinal cord injuries, traveling different countries as a physician, working in a spinal cord injury center. And the time when I moved to United States, my work, I had to start from scratch to become newly physician in this country. And how I came to El Proyecto, driving by, saw the clinic. In 1 week, I was already working in family practice. And that's the work that I like to do the best, patient care. And this is mainly my job, even as a regular doctor, as a CMO medical director. Couldn't be anything more important in El Proyecto del Barrio than taking care of the patients. Patients in need, patients that they can't find that care in anywhere else. Some of them, they don't have enough financial situation. Some of them, they don't have a legal recognition in this country. We don't put any difference. We love to do what we are doing, taking care of the patient. And chronic disease, diabetes, high blood pressure problems, high cholesterol, obesity, those are, as you know, those are prevalent diseases in all over United States. We're not exception. Who's gonna take care of them? Who can do the best? I don't exaggerate. Truly, our organization, one of those federal qualified clinics that are recognized, and it's I'm proud to announce that doing that job, taking care of people who are in need.
Greetings, everyone. It is an honor to join you today in celebration of Proyecto del Barrio's 50 years of hope and heroes. I am Assemblywoman Blanca Rubio, proudly representing the 48th Assembly District in the East San Gabriel Valley. I joined the nearly 500,000 residents of our district in commending Proyecto del Barrio, which for the past 50 years has worked diligently to empower families in underserved communities to achieve success. The past year has demonstrated how integral of a role healthcare services, childcare, behavioral health play in our everyday lives. I can speak for the entire district when I say thank you for all that you do each and every day for the most vulnerable in our communities. Thank you for providing hope for a brighter future. Happy 50th Proyecto del Barrio, and cheers to many more.
I got to El Proyecto when I was in very great need. So El Proyecto welcomed me when my child sick. They provide me medicine. They provide services for me as a mom. And I've been here since mid-80s. I remember at that time my daughter had bronchitis. And I didn't have money to pay a consultation for a doctor. So I remember they provide the prescription for her. The doctor said, "Don't worry, you're gonna get the medicine for your little girl." And indeed, I get the medication. They take care. They get back to me 3 days later. I receive a phone call. How's the little girl was doing? These people are really, these doctors, these nurses, they really care about the community. It's such a joy being part of the El Proyecto as a consumer, as a mom. They have excellent doctors, excellent services. And that's why I decided to keep an El Proyecto patient to be, I'm so happy here with the services they have, and also encouraging patients, friends, and the community to come to El Proyecto. How amazing is the work they perform. I sometimes I'm sitting down. The patients, they don't know I'm a board member. I'm just come like in jeans and a regular shirt, and I'm just right there, observing, hearing how passionate are the nurses and the doctors.
Well, I started in 1998. I was area medical director at Panorama City Kaiser Permanente, which is really just down the block from here. And Kaiser at that time wanted its leaders to participate in community activities, get on some of the community boards, and so they said, oh, Dr. Ambrosini, you need to be on El Proyecto. So that's how I got started with El Proyecto. I've been on it ever since. I retired 10 years ago, but somehow El Proyecto got into my heart, and I'm still on the board. What they have really done is outreached to patients who have no health insurance or are underinsured, that the traditional medical path just doesn't provide care for yet. With the Affordable Care Act, it's opened it up more, but there are still many people that have really literally no insurance. We have a lot of undocumented people. We have people who have health issues, serious health issues, and what El Proyecto does is provide preventive services as well. And so I think it's a combination of reaching out to those who don't have anything or very little and offering preventive services to try to keep them healthy. We have people who we've been employed for many, many years, and they've stayed with El Proyecto. And it's those people who are dedicated that have been able to provide such wonderful, wonderful care and service to our communities. And I would like to thank them.
Corinne, your leadership, your passion, and your compassion have made an incredible difference in El Proyecto de Barrio. For 50 years now, with your leadership, you've been able to serve a community so in need, and you've helped improve the health of that community. What I enjoy most about the relationship with El Proyecto de Barrio is the way we collaborate and work together. Many of our physicians on our medical staff serve patients referred to them by the clinic. But what I'm most proud of is that together we're able to improve the health of the communities we serve, not only when they're acutely ill, but in preventative care as well.
So I've been with El Proyecto for 17 years. I actually started out at the CISD clinic when they first opened up in 2004. I was a patient there first actually, and I started working there. And then in 2017, they transferred me to the Baldwin Park location, and I've been there ever since, and I love it. But when I was a baby, I almost died of meningitis. The doctor told my mom that I was always going to be a very sick child. Thankfully, I survived. I'm here, and I wasn't a very sick child like the doctor said, but my mother was always concerned. And when I became an adult, I didn't have any medical insurance, and she urged me to go get a physical. So when El Proyecto opened up, she urged me to go and get the physical. I did it for her. I didn't have any medical insurance, but when I went in, everything was good. So we've been having some COVID vaccine events for the community and the surrounding communities, and they have been incredible events because they have been great outcomes for the people that come in and get the vaccines. And not just that, but the collaboration from the city, from other organizations, from elected officials. So it's been incredible to see us all come together. We continue to give the COVID vaccines and continue to do more outreach. And that's something that is incredible to be able to offer this to the patients. I mean, I want to say that all my crew is COVID years, but I do want to bring recognition to my leader, May Daisy Sanchez-Diaz. She has just been incredible. She has been instrumental in helping set up these events. She's the one that was helping to assure all the employees, you know, that we would be protected and that we would be able to make a difference in giving these services and vaccines to our patients. She was just it had a calming effect on everybody. She was a very great leader. She's very loyal, very dedicated, and you know, I'm just very grateful to have an employee like that.
I actually started as a patient back in 06, 07 when I was a teenager. I started working with El Proyecto as I was getting my certification to be a medical assistant. I started there, and then I was promoted through the ranks as a receptionist, patient service rep, phlebotomist. I've done all the positions there, and now I'm the clinic administrator, happy to be part of the team. And once I was there, it just feels like home. Everyone's friendly, they know your name after the first time, and it's just what kept me going back. And once I was able to get my medical assistant certification, it was a no-brainer. That's where I was going to go, and that's where I was going to be. You can feel the impact when you're there, because patients that have been used to coming in, for example, right now in the time of COVID, they miss us. They've told us, we want to see you guys, but explaining to them the difference of, staying happy and comfortable where you're at and being safe with your surrounding, with your community, it's a huge impact to be able to know that you're making such a big difference that you're missed when you're not available. It's huge. The whole team has really stepped it up and come forward in our time of need. Some of our biggest have been our medical assistants. The first one that comes to my head is one of our medical assistants, Mr. Alexis Nunez. He's been there for a few years, and he was the first to volunteer when we asked who's going to be helping us to do COVID testing. He's the first to volunteer when we have to do vaccines. The first to volunteer whenever our patients need something, he's there. He's helping us train, he's helping us go through the motions to make sure that we're keeping our patients and our staff safe. El Proyecto is somewhere that's not just a clinic. It's a multi-pronged organization that helps connect our community to the resources that sometimes they don't even know they need. It's an organization that cares, and it's an organization that really feels like home.
Well, I feel very proud of El Proyecto, and I feel that all that we've achieved in the years that I've worked there can only be achieved by the person who is the vision, and that is our president and CEO, Corinne Sanchez, because I believe that to have what we have, you kind of have to know, all right, these are our people that we serve, and they need this, and they need that, and you continue to look forward and trying to envision what it is that they need, and she's been able to do that. And without that leadership, without that vision, I don't think we would have had what we have today.
Hello, everyone. I'm Assemblywoman Luz Rivas, and I represent the 39th Assembly District, which encompasses the Northeast San Fernando Valley. I want to congratulate all of you at El Proyecto del Barrio on your 50th anniversary. I know that I'm personally grateful that we have such a great organization here in the 39th Assembly District that services lots of other areas and provides medical and health services to those without care or insurance. I cannot stress how critical your services have been throughout the pandemic. I want to thank all of you for your incredible work that you do day in and day out to help our neighbors in need. And I have to say, it's also been such a pleasure to partner with you at community events throughout the 39th District. Please know that you can count on me to always support your endeavors to help care for those most in need. Congratulations again on this remarkable 50th year anniversary, and may you have another successful 50 years. Thank you.
Felicidades y feliz cumpleaños, El Proyecto del Barrio. My name is Henry Stern. I'm your state senator, at least for the West Valley portion of the communities that you serve and the lives you save. Mark Taper, that's Northridge, that's Winnetka and Youth Source. We really appreciate not just the work you do in the West Valley, but all the way up to San Gabriel Valley and out to East LA. Over these 50 years, your impact has grown immensely, and you're truly the backbone of public health and community health in our region. And it's all those areas that people don't often pay attention to, whether it's access to dental health or providing reproductive care or family services. You've been a lifeline for so many people. We've been proud in the legislature to expand Medi-Cal services and improve for moms everywhere out there who trying to go through maternal health and prenatal care in the right way and go through their lives, and expanding access for all people who are working people and the elderly, and all the way down to our tiny young ones. I just had one myself, Ava. And having a daughter now in this world makes me ever more grateful for her mother and for mothers out there everywhere, but also for projects like this one, for community health clinics out there making it happen and trying some way to pay the bills. my hat is off to you. So the whole state legislature thanks you. The legislation we've been running with you for years is hopefully some kind of honor to the work you do, but to 50 more, we need you. Felicidades.
I think the most satisfying are hearing individual stories and how we help people. Unfortunately, my job is in administrative, so I'm more involved with policy development, contract development, advocacy. So even though I'm more satisfied with hearing people we help, I find now more satisfying, or as satisfying, working with elected officials, community leaders, helping establish policies to the state, the nation, and our local government to lift our people up and to have more equity for all people.
I think if you can have hope, you have a chance of overcoming any obstacle. Without hope, you just give up. And I think what El Proyecto represents is that spirit of esperanza, a spirit of hope. You can walk in those doors and you will find hope that will help you overcome.
Well, I just want to congratulate my friend Corinne and Mary and Dr. Tertullian and all the leadership, the board of directors of the organization on your anniversary. I want to congratulate you and just say that, you know, in Los Angeles County, to be able to have that stature that you do, being known for one of the good, one of the best FQHCs, is something to really celebrate. And, you know, I'm thankful for the friendships that I've made there. I'm thankful to have colleagues like the professionals that work at El Proyecto. And I wish you many more years of success.
Because that's what we do. We are a service organization. And just having the people from all walks of life and all areas of the community to come together this way, it just fills my heart with joy because I'm about service to the community.
El Proyecto represents hope, action, unity, unlimited potential for the community. And we are here to help those who need, those who seek the services of El Proyecto. They will always be taken care of.
I can't help to think that while we have made a lot of progress and a lot of changes as we look at our community, we're still not there. And I know that you have not lost your passion about this, and I love you for that. Keep the fight fresh. You got a compadre on this side of the world, on this side of Los Angeles County. Te mando un fuerte abrazo y felicidades.
El Proyecto and myself were involved with the 1992 LA riots and the 1994 earthquake and now the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. It's never crossed my mind, and us as a team here at El Proyecto, to close our doors and walk away that we can't do anything. It's always been the opposite. And so it's been tragedies, it's been crises, but they've become opportunities, not only for our organization, but for our staff and our community. And I'm very proud that all those crises has helped build a stronger character in our employees and our organization and our board. I'm so proud of our staff, and I'm so impressed with our staff in their determination to do a good job and to love what they do. I want to thank them. I want them to know that it's not that it's gone unnoticed, that I'm very much aware of the good work that they're doing. And it speaks to our reputation in not only surviving 50 years, but thriving 50 years or growing and expanding. Of course, I couldn't do it without a board. I couldn't do it without friends and colleagues, elected officials. It takes a whole community to achieve or accomplish what we're doing. And I'm so grateful, and I'm very blessed, and I'm very thankful.
And I think it's, again, the spirit of the need in our community, the excitement of our community and the people that want a better life and want to participate more positively in our society. That excites me. It motivates me. It encourages me to do the best work I can while I can. So I love what I do.